What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on? Let me just go on here. I figured since I finished watching it today, okay, let me just go ahead and put my little thoughts out there because there is literally this one particular person that's been up in my Instagram DMs that's like DM me multiple times. Can you review this? Can you review this? Can you talk about this? Like, y'all ain't even give me a chance to finish it. But of course, because I already said that I had some thoughts on it, so of course I was going to get back to it. Young, African, and Famous on Netflix. Now, see, when I heard this was coming out, it popped up in my email. I looked at the trailer. I was like, bitch, black, okay? Black, opulence, rich, all that, success. So, of course, I was going to watch it. And as I was watching it, I will say this. The one thing that truly stuck out in my mind is the fact that right when I started watching this, I looked at Love and Marriage Huntsville, and not Martell, but Marceau ass was on there, and he said that he went to Africa, and when he went to Africa, he was like, they look at Africa, Africa may be this third world country. I said, bitch, what? That offended me, and I'm not even from Africa, and it's the way that, first of all, Africa is a whole continent made up of different countries, okay? So you just making it seem like the whole freaking continent of Africa is a third world situation. Yes, they have their, messed up parts and their impoverished part, but they also have luxurious parts. They have, good parts, just like it is over here in the United States of America, just like it be in just about any other continent, any other country, situation. And I just was like, that's probably one of the issues why, you know, some Africans probably have issues with us African Americans, black people, because sometimes we can come off a little bit ignorant. I'm just going to put that out there, and we have to admit that, to certain issues, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm just saying that because, baby, they showed us all the good parts. They showed us all the good parts, and I was just like, yes, okay. And I'm usually not here for people showing off their wealth and bragging about it. And I will say this, the first episode, I almost got a little bit turned off by it. I'll get into it. So the cast makeup is basically an ensemble cast of I believe, let me see, 7 to 8 people or something like that. Around that, 8 or 9 people. They're young people who are doing their thing. Like they're either musicians, music stars, actors and actresses, fashionistas, entrepreneurs, business people, anything like that. They're making their money. They're rich. They're well established. Okay, mind you, the main girl that is talking and doing most of the narrating of this whole situation, and I feel as though she was the first one that probably was called to do this, and she gathered everybody else to come in to round up the cast or whatever. Her name is Kanji. I'm gonna just call her K because I don't want to mess up these people's name. I don't want to disrespect. Zari. Okay, so K and Zari. K, Miss K. When Miss K started off that first episode and she said basically her reputation is like she's a gold digger because she was with this man that was 30 plus years older than her, and that was her baby daddy. And I'm sitting here like, she was like, fuck it, if that's what people think of me, that's what we're gonna run with. Now I'm the cougar or whatever because she with somebody that's 28 and she 35. I said, all right. All right. Now it's the way that she talks. It's she's a meddler, okay? She's a meddler, and I will say this: she got reality TV down pat, and she know what she doing. She done watched a few things, and she know what she doing. All right, and when I say that, she is the puppet master to a lot of stuff, but yet she gets people to talk about their business. She gets people to talk about their relationships. She's meddling their stuff and everything. But yet we do not get any of that with her. It was like 7 episodes, and we barely got any information about her and her man, who is questionable about how he got his money or whatever. And she put that out there. The situation with, they did touch on her mothering skills and her motherhood or whatever, and how she do her kids, or I should say her daughter, her 15-year-old daughter. But other than that, she's in everybody else's business. We get to see the situation with Zari and Diamond, with Nadia and Diamond, Nadia and Vic Mensa. I said Vic Mensa. First of all, I didn't know Vic Mensa was, of Ghana, from Ghana or whatever. I said, wow, the more you know. See, bitch, I'm learning. I'm learning. I was like, I just thought the nigga from Chicago. But you get that. You get Swanky, the fashionista. We don't really get too much about his drama, okay? And I do like it when we get these reality shows where there's a little bit of drama, but we see more of the work. And with Swanky, like, he's the fashion. He's fashion. And when I tell you, bitch, he was killing every look that he had on. Every look that he had on. And I don't want to assume his sexuality, but everybody was okay with him. Everybody was okay with him. Nobody said any negative things about him, or, had any talks behind his back. He was like the friend that everybody was cool with. All right. And these people, they're in South Africa. Some of them come from different countries within Africa. I know, like Swanky and Annie, they came from Nigeria. Diamond, he's from Tanzania, I think. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But those are the ones that I know from the top of my head. All right. But I'm not finna go blow, blah, blah. I'm finna go by points that I really wanted to talk about. Okay. The people that I liked on the episodes, or I should say the series, I do want a season 2, because the way that shit ended, I said, y'all really gonna end it like that? I want to know what Diamond response is gonna be to this whole situation about, his friend and his girl, or I should say his baby mama. The people that I actually like, in the beginning, I really liked Annie. Okay, I like Annie because when we first saw Annie, she just gave that whole, I do have so and so, I've been in all of these movies, I've been in all of these videos, I've done all of this stuff, but I'm still this down home, down to earth type of person. Like, she gives me good homegirl vibe. She's married to this entertainer guy, this musician, and in the beginning, I was here for her. I was so here for her, and I still liked her. She still wound up being one of my favorites on the show, but some of the things, one main thing about her just really did not sit well with me, as it did with a lot of other people. She was with this, what really made her stand out to me is the fact that she called Kay out on her motherhood, and, she kind of stood up to Kay. Okay? Because Kay, in the first episode, she established herself as the queen bee. She literally established herself as the queen bee. And it is so interesting to look at her. And I hate to put this out there because it's a common issue, unfortunately, in a lot of, predominantly black countries and places or whatever, where this thing about bleaching comes in. I don't want to assume, but baby, I literally had to ask the question, like, is she bleaching her skin? I didn't want to have to ask it, but it was on my heart, and I just had to. And people was like, yes. I said, wow. And then they showed me the before and after, and I was like, people got their choices. I'm not here for it, but, I understand colorism is high. Colorism is high, especially in the black community, the African community, the African American community, the Caribbean community. It's very much high. Actually, it's all over. It's universal. Okay, and it's sad to see that we're still in this mode that we have to bleach our skin and thinking that lighter is better. Because honestly, she looked better to me her regular way. But, that's her personal choice. We're going to leave it at that. But mama meddling ass, At first, I was like, Mama, you talking too much about money. Because she was throwing this ball. She get up there when she gives her speech and she's talking about everybody in here with this bank accounts and we this and we that. I was like, that was turning me off. I thought I was going to be turned off from the show from her alone saying all of that stuff, because I was like, so this is what we're doing? Because I don't need to watch something that's just going to be talking about how many zeros they got up in their bank account and how much they can afford this. Nadia, she up here talking about the car that she got. This is a Mercedes GLE and all this stuff. A Mercedes this and a Mercedes. Okay, cool, fine. And Nadia especially, well, Kay and Nadia was acting like people that ain't never had money. Obviously, you weren't born into the money, okay? Because people that's born into money, that comes from family wealth or whatever, familial wealth, they don't talk about their stuff like that, okay? Nadia, she's like this rapper, and she's dating Vic Mensa. Bitch, when that came up, I said, girl, what? Now, how that happen? So it's long distance. And then she develops like a little thing for Diamond. Diamond, he's like this entertainer, real huge out there. And he got like 4 kids that he know of, with potentially 5 and 6. One, I said, wait a minute. He said possibly 5 or 6. I said, huh? He said 4 for sure, possibility 5 or 6. One is by a girl who is married and she don't want her husband to know that that ain't his child. The other one, allegedly or potentially, is by somebody that just won't let him see the kid at all. Okay, and a little random hookup and just won't let him see the kid. So I'm just like, what really stuck out to me about the men on this show, all of them, just about all of them, they have multiple baby mothers. Okay, they have multiple baby mothers. And it's like, that's so fucking common. Like, are we supposed to be okay with the fact that these men have so many kids out here with multiple women and none of them, I know we get the concept of marriage or whatever, but I just feel a way about, if you do it one time, okay, that's fine, but you out here just repopulating with all these women and everything and you're not committing or nothing like that. It's like, what are you doing? But, you're spreading yourself thin, going from household to household and making sure the siblings are together. Oh, it's a mess, okay? We get Endo. We gonna call him Andy, okay? Andy, out of all the men, I really like him. I really liked him because he was calm, cool, and collected. Andy and her, Annie and Andy, they kind of connected. She was being introduced to the group in the first episode, and then them two connected when they was talking about Kay's mothering, because Kay has a 15-year-old daughter that she basically spoils and let do whatever it is that she wants to do. And her whole thing is this: I grew up and I didn't have that. I was not allowed to do this. I wasn't allowed to do that. And so therefore, I'm letting my daughter do exactly what it is that I didn't have the chance to do, And she's also letting the daughter live in an apartment by herself. She wants to say, well, at least her whole thing is the apartment is next door, so it don't matter, And this whole situation about sex comes up, and what if she wants to have sex or whatever, and she was just so like lackadaisical about it. Like, if she has sex, she has sex. I had sex at a young age and all of this, and I was just like, oh wow, okay. I just really wasn't expecting to hear all of that. And for her to just be like, well, she got an apartment, because ain't no telling what happened. And even if you have an apartment next door to you, ain't no telling what could happen to that little girl. Ain't no telling who she probably bringing up in there. I don't want to put that on the channel and say that she like, would do some stuff like that, but you just don't know. I don't see the purpose of doing stuff like that. Like, I know you're trying to establish independence, but damn, she's still a kid. I want, put it in a room or whatever. Like, why you gotta get a whole apartment for? That's some spoiled shit. That is some spoiled shit right there. And so Annie and Andy was disagreeing about that. And Andy, he really was disagreeing about the sex topic when it came to her. He wanted the girl, he cared, it seemed like he cared more about her being protected and not being sexually active so young, okay, not having it come to that, than it did for Kay. And so that became a contentious issue between Kay and Annie because Annie was outspoken. Nadia, she was feeling some type of way because she was like, I just knew something was gonna happen. I don't know about Annie. You cannot disrespect the host. But sometimes, yeah, you probably could have. She could have just waited or whatever. But the topic came up, so therefore she addressed it. But at the same time, Annie got her own issues. Annie got her own issues. All right, I'll give Kay this. Kay and Annie had a little issue with the mother topic. Kay went over there to Annie and she talked about it with her. Okay. And somehow they became good girlfriends by the end of the show because they was throwing around, this my friend, this my friend, this my friend. I said, bitch, y'all just met each other. How y'all friends? Okay, y'all throw friends around real quick. I'm like, how long was this being filmed? Okay. Meanwhile, Annie, baby girl, like it's the topic of multiple kids, multiple outside kids, infidelity kept coming up. Andy appears to be a strong woman, and it's they always expect black women to be so strong and to hold so much stuff. Bitch, we be tired. Okay, we be tired, and that's what Andy is. Annie is she's tired. We get the history about her daughter, uh, who had some situation um, where she was birthed with a defect that she could not walk and she had to have like 6 surgeries, and then it was until she was like 6 years old was the first time that she was able to actually stand up straight and walk. And to see her later on the episode where her and her husband renewed their vows, and to see the girl just jumping around, that was a beautiful thing. That was a beautiful thing after Annie told us that whole situation with her. And you can tell she's all about her mother, all about her kids and loving on them. And Kay, when they sat down with each other, baby, and she was trying to come at her about the fact that you got your kids, you in an apartment, and you'll be away from them and all this stuff. She was like, but baby, you talking about me and my motherhood, but yeah, you moved a whole country over. Like, you went from Nigeria out here to South Africa. You the one that's away from your kids, okay? Your state's over from your kids instead of me just being an apartment over. I said, you know what? Well, Kay, you got a point. Now, when you got a point, I'm gonna say you got a point. Bitch, you had a point right there. So they was going trading bars back and forth. But, like I said, it came to the conclusion that they was cool. But in that first episode, Annie was talking to Andy about the fact that her husband, Swanky, let me back it up. Swanky had took her phone earlier in the episode and was like, oh my God, what are you doing? She was like, I was Googling my husband. I said, what? Because he's this popular singer or whatever. And she was like, I just love him. You know what I'm saying? I just be trying to keep up with everything that he's doing and everything because I just love him. I said, okay. They've been together for 19 years. They've been knowing each other since they were kids, okay? And they've been married for 10 years and been together longer than that. But we get to the ball in that first episode, and while Annie was sitting there talking to Andy, she had this whole conversation and she spilled her guts to this man. Mind you, I'm thinking that them two just now met each other, and you are opening up to a stranger about the fact, and then Kay came over there. I said, oh, hell no. Now, Kay looked like the sneaky bitch that'll take your information, lock that shit in, and use it against you later on, okay? And that's exactly what the fuck she said she was going to do. She said, oh, my God, she's opening up and giving me all this shit. I know her tea now, okay? Ammunition. I said, bitch, see, I don't like that. I don't like that. She playing this reality game really well, okay? But mama said she love her husband, but listen, he had 5 outside kids on her. I said, come again? And you still with him? Mind you, a lot of these kids came before they got married. So you still made that conscious decision to still marry him after he had these kids on you. And then I said, girl, you should have just stopped right there. But no, mama kept going, and she said, my daughter, or she was like, my first child is his 5th child. So let's do the math, okay? He has 5 outside kids. He has 2 daughters with him, with her, I should say. His fifth child was hers. Okay? So that means after she gave birth, he fucked another bitch and got her pregnant, and then he got her pregnant again. His wife. That is the most disgusting thing to do to a person, is to bring an outside child in, especially after they just gave birth or are pregnant with your child. And you go out and you fuck another person and you get them pregnant, or you get yourself pregnant and you bring that into the relationship. And see, this goes to show the difference between men and women. Because I guaranteed you, if Annie would have got pregnant and cheated on him and got pregnant with another man's baby, he would have left her. He would have left her. She stayed around for 5 fucking kids that ain't hers, and then was calling them her kids. I said, bitch, I will never be able to get there. I would never be able to get there. Okay? Because I would have left. I would have left. I would have left before you can impregnate me and make me look even more stupid. I just don't have that self-esteem. I cannot get over that hurt, because I would be looking at those kids and just knowing like, wow. And then you are an entertainer. Ain't no telling what it is that you really out here doing, okay? And in this point, you know, they like, people can change. But in his point, I mean, in his situation, once a cheater, always a cheater. And that is what you're showing me. And then you also showing me that you a dumb cheater too, because you don't know how to use protection. Like, wow. Wow, you could have just been fucking around, but no, you fucking around with no protection and got people pregnant. And she is out here staying with this man, you know, getting all excited when he calls and everything, getting in her feelings that he knew Zari, who is Diamond's baby mother, who he is in love with still, you know, and they call her the boss lady or whatever. Mind you, Diamond and Nadia was flirting, okay, but she was with Vic Mensa. And then you get into your feelings because the baby mama comes to the Zari comes to the party that he put on, the Arabian Nights party, and you're in your feelings because he brought her. And I'm like, why are you in your feelings when you were in a relationship already? I said you was gonna cheat on Vince. On Vic. You was gonna cheat on him. Because if Damon would have offered you the D, you would have took it. I guaranteed you Nadia would have took that shit. And I just want this to happen. Damon and Nadia was basically gone practically the whole season. They came back like towards the end, you know, like the last couple of episodes. Well, Damon came back the last episode because he was out doing what he had to do. And I'm like, if this is a reality show showing y'all work and all this stuff, why not take the cameras with y'all and show us what you do? Like, Nadia, you said you was this rapper. We didn't see you doing nothing concerning your work or whatever. You was just talking about your relationship. That's what they downgraded you to just be about your relationship. Whereas we saw Swanky, you know, yeah, he you can tell that he's doing fashion or whatever. He's a walking billboard of the stuff that he does. And he even had a cover of a GQ magazine that was revealed, you know. Zari, we really most like Kay, we don't know what you do. We don't know what you do. We just know y'all got money, okay? Mostly everybody, we don't know really what they do because they didn't follow them with actually what they do, you know. They just got into the messiness of their business and their relationships. Andy boy, now you was cool in the beginning. You was cool in the beginning. And you said, I still like you. But it is foul what you are doing. Him and Diamond are flirting. Diamond are good friends. Zari is Diamond's baby mama, the one that he is in love with still. Andy and her was up there flirting, talking, and all this stuff. Mind you, he knows how Diamond feels about her. But either way, even if he didn't have those strong feelings for her, that is your boy's baby mother. And I feel like that is something that should be off limits. That's like a bro code violation. And the way the episode ended when he came over there to the house to check up on her, I said, what? And he finally told Damon that they was talking, and then it went off. I said, I need to know what the reaction is. Okay, this needs a season 2, like ASAP. Meanwhile, Zari, you know, Zari gets into it with just about everybody. Zari gets into it with Kay because, girl, first of all, Zari and Annie, They get into it because Annie feels some type of way about the fact that Zari knows her husband, and she was talking to him on FaceTime when he called, and then when he finally showed up, she took him to the side and was telling him basically that your wife is acting insecure. And I'm sorry, Annie, you were acting insecure. All the stuff that you are acting, you was putting off about your relationship, it came off very insecure, and it's understandable with all the stuff that he has done to your ass. I get it, okay? But they was calling that shit out. Kay was so invested in Annie's relationship. I said, bitch, why are you so damn invested? I need to understand what's going on. Because at first, you're talking like this, and then you're talking like this, and now all of a sudden you're just so happy that he want to, give you a renewal of your vows. Like, I'm confused. I have to sit down with him, and I have to let him know. I said, bitch, Kay is so dramatic. Put her up in a goddamn soap opera, okay? Kay probably be up in one of them Nollywood videos, movies. Bitch, let me tell you something. Scroll down on Netflix. Some of them African shows be good as shit. In the movies, oh my God, it be better than the stuff that be out here, okay? But I was just like, hey, get out of their business. I mean, had a whole conversation with this man, and red flag with the husband. Kay asked him, do you know how much your wife loves you? This man said, I think I know. I said, excuse me? You've been with this woman 19 years. You've been married to her for 10 of those 19 years. She stuck around with you as you cheated on her multiple times and brought in multiple kids that she is now claiming and loving as her own. And you gonna say you think you love her? You should have automatically said, I know I love her, and I know how much she loves me. Yes, automatically. Not I think. Girl, Kay got him together. Now, on the one hand, I was like, Kay, get out these people business. Girl, why are you all up in these people business? But on the other hand, it needed to be said. It needed to be said. And he had the same reaction. He said, now, on the one hand, you could probably get upset at it, but, I didn't take it that way. I understood where she was coming from. I said, good. Meanwhile, you get Quentin, a.k.a. DJ Naked, with this little girl, Kaylee. He 40 years old, and she 28, and he can't stand the fact that the girl always, they get into arguments for whatever reason. You know, they get into arguments all the time, and I feel like it's an age difference situation. I feel like it's a situation where he's so used to doing whatever it is that he wants, and she wants more of a commitment, she wants more romance, and I just feel like they're not a good fit at this point. I feel like he's not mature enough for the relationship that Kaylee is trying to have. All right. And of course, Kay has to get involved in the relationship, calling him out, and you supposed to tell me this and you supposed to tell me that, and them two button heads, baby, when he was reading the fuck out of her about the little boy that she was with, I said, wow. I said, well, see, Kay, you should have managed your business and he wouldn't have to run your ass down the way that he did, okay? Because I mean, when I tell you, set up a whole therapy session for them. Yes, she was talking about, let's go to this double couples therapy session. I said, what? This ain't no double date for therapy. Girl, she set that whole shit up so it can just be them to get there. Kaylee and Quentin. But, he got upset with her. He didn't want, because they was arguing. He didn't talk to her for 7 days. I said, break up. Break up and stop playing with us, okay? Please do. Now, when Zari went on ahead and had a sit down with Annie to trying to understand, because Annie told her, listen, bitch, I ain't really like the way that you told my husband that I was insecure about my relationship and all this stuff and woo, 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 wah, wah, wah. So they had a little sit down. And bitch, it did not go the way that they thought it would. They blew up at each other. They was screaming at each other. They was talking at each other. And then, I guess Annie kept on, like, Annie equates herself a little bit, like, she kind of defines herself with a man, okay? A little bit. Like, she comes out strong, but she values relationships. She values being in a marriage, because she was like, at least I'm married. And she was like, oh, okay, and Zari was like, so what? Is that really the ultimatum? That's not my fucking ultimatum. I don't need to secure a man. I said, damn, bitch, I was here for that. Because listen, not every woman wants to have a fucking relationship like that. Not every woman want to have be married or whatever, So some people equate themselves to that, some people don't. But hey, I just knew them two was never gonna get along. Them two made fake nice because Swanky was cool with both of them. But then Zari wanted to do this little train ride. And that was a train ride from hell. And when I tell you it didn't even have to go that way, I said, were y'all just reaching for a storyline? Was y'all just reaching for a storyline? Because they made a big ass deal about the fact that Zari, first of all, Nadia don't fuck with Zari because Zari fucks with Diamond. Okay? She don't want to do that. So she didn't go. Annie and her kind of made up, so she gave her an invitation to show up. Annie was late, but she still made it. At first, they thought she wasn't coming, but the bitch made it. Better than me because I wouldn't have came. Okay? I'm not finna be fake nice with nobody. I would have been on Nadia's tip. Meanwhile, when they get up there, Zari get his whole speech about, thank you for coming on my train and all this stuff and woo woo woo. So Kay and Annie, they kikiing with each other. Zari took offense to this, okay? I'm giving a speech and you are up here laughing with each other and all this stuff like it's disrespectful. So you got Zari and Quentin and Kaylee on a little safari after they get off the train, and they're in the car together and everybody else is in a different car. But Zari brings up the whole issue about the whole mumbling and the talking as she was giving her speech, right? And so she was like, yeah, that was disrespectful as hell, and of course they gonna agree with her. Meanwhile, she tried to confront them and they flipped that shit on Zari. Bitch, they made it seem like Zari was up here trying to divide the group. Zari up here, she the one that's trying to bring all the trouble to the group and everything. When in reality, all of them had their parts in it. And I said, this is the most pettiest shit ever. They literally got into a big ass argument over a fucking speech. A welcoming speech. That's it on a fucking train. Because after that, Swanky came through and he was like, I don't like this. I mean, when I tell you I ain't expect Swanky to go off the way that he went off, and then I would have felt frustrated too because, Kaylee and Quentin was acting like they didn't know what was going on and why people was pissed off or whatever because y'all was part of it. Y'all was part of it just a little bit, but I felt like Swanky overreacted. I felt like y'all was doing this shit for a storyline because I'm sitting here like, is this really what y'all finna fight over? And y'all finna get pissed off at this girl over because Kay winds up telling Zari ass off. And I said, wow, was that needed? Was that needed? Okay. Mind you, after all of this happened, Kaylee at the wedding, or the bachelorette party or whatever, she was about to sit down there and spill the tea about Zari about to fuck around with Andy. I said, bitch, ain't no loyalty up in this goddamn group. She's like, girl, I'm on your side on this part, but girl, I'm finna spill this tea to you. She and Andy been talking, and Zari, let me tell you something, not Zari, but Kay, she was actually good. She was actually good because she warned old girl. She was like, shh, because she coming in. She coming in. Right when Kayla was about to tell her more of the stuff, she was like, she walking in. She walking in. So that old girl couldn't overhear what was happening. Because a bitch like me would have just went on ahead and let her say what it is. And if she would have got caught, she would have got caught. I didn't ask for this information. You wanted to offer it to me. So, hey, it is what it is, And Annie did what I would have did. She disinvited her to her wedding. Okay, because listen, bitch, I don't fuck with you like that. You bring negative energy to me, and therefore, why would I want you at my wedding? So it is what it is. Annie is such a disappointment in the fact, I don't want to say a disappointment, but I just don't understand women who, I don't understand people who will stay in relationships with people who, I can understand cheating. I can understand cheating and giving a second chance, and some people give third chances or whatever. But you cross the line, a major, major line when you bring in outside kids. That just I just couldn't do it. I would have to let you go because I know just for myself. Every time I hear you talking to this woman, I know that you would have to have I would know that you have to have contact with this woman or these women. I know that you have to have contact with them because of the kids or whatever. And just the fact that you talking to them, it would make me feel some type of way. It'll bring up the hurt and the fact that you literally put us in this position where you have to be in constant communication with the person that you hurt me with. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I would not be able to do it. I'm not strong like that. And I don't know if that's even strong. People call that shit strong. I don't know. Like I was like, in my honest opinion, I feel like respect yourself more to know that you deserve better. And Annie, you deserve better. You really deserve better, okay? But Miss K, Miss K, Miss K. Yo messy ass was meant for fucking reality TV, bitch. Put you on a fucking dramatic ass TV show. You good for it. Andy, he kept low under the radar, made it seem like he was a little sophisticated. He ain't messy like that until the very end when he was trying to fuck around with Zari. Okay. That scene about him going to his father's grave, that really touched me too. That touched me really good. Really good. It touched me deep. But if they bring it back for a season 2, which I hope they do, we need to see more of Diamond because Diamond is a little flirt. Diamond is a little messy too. I know he got a little bit of messy mess up in there. I would like to see them actually doing what it is that they are claiming to be. I want to see more of the work. I want to see, oh, excuse me, a little bit behind the scenes of what they're doing. Like, Nadia, I need more from you. Okay, I need more from you. I don't want Kay to be so messy, but stay the way that she is. But I still need to know what the fuck you do too, besides gossip. And is your profession really being a gold digger? Like, let me know. Let me know. But yeah. I don't know what else y'all want me to say. The show was cute. It was cute enough for me to watch. It's cute enough for me to want for a season 2. You know, y'all tell me how y'all feel. What were your thoughts on it? Did you think it was good? Was it just okay? How did you like the characters? Would you mind them all coming back, or would you want them replaced with something else? Put it down in the comments, and I'll see y'all later. Y'all can stop bugging me for it because I gave y'all what y'all wanted. All right? I'll see y'all later.